Hey,
Slayer, do you recognize the voice? It's Tim Curry voicing Gabriel Knight in this one. Is there more in the room?
Okay, good. I don't think I need anything else, but...
Just gonna assure that nothing's going on. That
Roxanne?
Oui? Did you find any clues in the room of Monsieur Wilkes?
Not exactly, but don't worry. We'll find him.
Yes, monsieur.
Yeah, do that one.
Say, Roxanne, my pants are a little dirty. Would you be able to clean them for me?
Oh, oui, certainly. Just leave them with me.
Well, gee, I was kind of hoping you'd do it while I wait.
Oh, but, monsieur, you would not be wearing any pants.
Call me Gabriel.
Oh, Monsieur Knight, you joke with me, no?
Yeah, I'm a kidder.
Can't
Nice ironing, but they could use some bleach. Yeah, well, we do need new sheets, but Roxanne will take care of it.
The pig!
Yeah, well, we do need new sheets, but Roxanne will take care of it. Look, Inspector, it was the maid with the cleaning products in the supply room. Hey, come on, last night wasn't that bad. Look, Inspector. I believe it's a medieval torture device.
Yeah.
You must be confusing me with Roger Wilco.
That was awesome.
Well, I don't get the joke.
Roger Wilco is a janitor.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Wilkes. I was like, that's why I didn't get the joke. Okay, Roger Wilco. Gotcha.
You must be confusing me with Roger Wilco.
Too funny that they did a reference to another
You must be
Sierra
confusing
game.
me
Well, they
with...
used to. That's probably about the last time they did any such gag like that, so...
Funny, it looks so much more shapely on Roxanne.
Oh, so are you going to take that?
Doing drag is definitely not in my contract.
He's done it before. No? Where's Roger Wilco?
Roger Wilco has. Oh, this is awesome.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well. What a pig.
Still on that one, are we? 2 words. Get help.
I don't know.
I got myself in enough trouble already.
2 words. Get help.
And I thought the French maid in Clue had big, feather dusters.
Terrible. That's like the most human we've seen Gabriel Knight in the entire stiff game.
Well, that's awesome because
But he did Clue.
Yeah, because it's Tim Curry who
Yes.
played the butler in the movie Clue.
Yes.
And so they're talking about the maid.
Slayer said, ouch. We're not sure what the ouch was, but there was a lot of ouches there. There's a lot of cringe-worthy moments going
But
on
that was
there.
just awesome because it's
Game
poking,
goes well, Winkers. Thank you.
because it's poking
We
fun
found a
at
Clue where Tim Curry was in the actor in Clue.
and
which
there
came
was
out
a
first.
maid who was
Yeah. In the
Yeah.
taste of the cringe-tastic lines. Yeah, they were cringe-worthy. Will I have to give them a score? It's not working. I
Get
have to
in
turn
here.
the Steam Deck.
I'm listening.
All right. Want to have an awkward conversation with him and tell him he slept with his
Gabriel
girlfriend?
Knight. Now that's what I miss about living alone. Pure, unrepentant sloth. The Moose guy doesn't look very happy with me. Then again, I've had more admirable moments. Well, I really did it this time.
I knew it. You did, didn't you? Did you?
Yeah.
Christ!
Ah, come on. How about some support here?
So what happened anyway? When she left here last night, she didn't want anything to do with you.
Well, it was an accident.
Right. You're the only guy I know who could accidentally end up in bed with the most beautiful woman for 50 miles.
What about Madeline?
What about Madeline? She's. You know, you got kind of a reverse rose-colored glasses thing going on. Must be your fear of commitment affecting your optical nerves. Grace is beautiful. She's nice. She's smart. She's funny. You ought to have your head examined. And besides which, I ought to break your neck for hurting her feelings. Did you get a look at her face this morning?
Now, knock it off. I feel bad enough. I just don't know how to act. I mean, God, she's like my sister or something.
Aw.
That's
Well, I
worse.
suppose you could try to talk to her about your feelings, get it all out in the open. Nah. I'll tell you. Just pretend it never happened.
Oh.
Really?
Boy, that
Just
is a
act like
guy
nothing
for you, huh?
Try it.
Okay.
Act like nothing happened.
I can't think of anything to talk to Mose about at the moment.
See, that's funny. Mo sensed it. The woman downstairs sensed it. Jeez. The hotel rooms must have really, like thin walls or something like that. Maybe they were being really loud. I'm gonna confront Grace. They don't make Grace look that pretty in this
She looks
game,
really
but in
busy
the Gabriel
reading
Knight
that
2, she is
manuscript.
very pretty.
I wouldn't want to break her concentration.
Do you have fingerprints that you're supposed to load in to Sydney? Okay. So let's go ahead and do that at least. So not only does this thing actually analyze data, but it also takes in fingerprints.
I should probably put this in our
I like how it auto prints out the
That
name of the
analyze
file. You
stuff
don't
is
have
great.
to second guess what you need to put in there.
There's an awful lot of blood imagery in this thing. I don't think I need to scan that into Sydney. I
What
don't
is
think
that
I
thing
need to
he's
scan
looking
that
at?
into
Blood
Sydney.
imagery?
Take a look at that.
It's the weird poem Gracie found in the Secrets of the Holy Grail book.
Oh. Is that pretty much it? Should we call Prince James? I don't really have anything to report. Or should we just go find John Wilkes? Larry Sinclair is actually John Wilkes' disguise. Does it look through our data to try to figure out, like, is anything we touch got the fingerprints on it? Or, I don't know. I don't understand how the fingerprints work.
That analyze stuff is Gracie's thing. You know how women get when you tread on the turf?
Okay, so maybe he's not the one who uses the fingerprint analyzer tool, and it's only Grace. Should we go around the community on our bike and see if we can find Wilkes? Some of those lines of the French maid were like, whoa. And the pictures were like, whoa. Well, Jean de Valjean did tell us anything's at our service and we can help ourselves to it. Sounds like somebody's in the bathroom.
So she's not off digging.
I don't think anybody's in there.
Well, we could have found that out by the truck being out front.
Oh, that too.
Buccelli's room. That's Wilkes's room, right?
I don't think anybody's in there. I don't think anybody's in there.
I wonder if that really works. Taking that is Jalva, that John Valjean from Le Med. Yes, that's how Chad was referring to him. Yeah. His name is Jean. We just call him Jean Valjean from Les Mis.
Have you seen Wilkes yet, Jean?
Non, monsieur. Have you?
No.
No.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
I'm
off-
sure he'll be
I was
popping
a
it
little
up
bit busy
anytime
last
now.
night. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna go off see if I find him around.
Okay, nobody's in here.
Go back here.
I don't need to go.
Well, if you can't go into the kitchen, going on a dumbwaiter doesn't seem to make. We've already done that puzzle. There's Madeline's van.
Looks like Madeline's here.
We're gonna go off and try to find Wilkes.
So let's see if the Abbey is still up here.
The Abbey will be still standing on top of the tower.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna check.
The answer of that is no. He finally is not living up on the top of the tower. This is another feature they added, Slayer. They added in like this zoom binoculars. Kind of like the Gabriel Knight one. Doesn't seem like anything is really useful with this. Alright, let's hop on our bike and let's head off. And what's Wilkes' bike?
Okay, the ladies
I
are
wonder
gone.
who's rented that one.
And one of the probably Emilio's.
I wonder who's rented. Yeah, Mosley's drive.
Right, we see the different bikes. Oh, okay, there's the ladies' bike. And
So a
positive.
few things is, yeah, I think I have. Like, I know which one is Mosley's, but you have to write down the.
FK.
You have
even
to
though
I
we
already
know it.
have the
write it
license
down
plate
all the
number, and I
time,
don't need the
or
tire tread.
You mean just that first initial time?
Yeah.
Well, it was the only bike left. Look at her reading, and the other one's digging in the hole.
Oh, poor Estelle. She's kind of like a faithful bulldog, isn't she?
Mr. Knight, what are you doing here? Get out of here!
Morning, ladies.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing here?
Oh, just passing by. I see you've narrowed down your theory.
Really? Some people haven't the slightest consideration. It's all right, Lily. Bother. It is not. Do you mind, Mr. Knight? Estelle and I are on a private enterprise, and we don't need any help or supervision from you.
I wasn't offering any.
Very well. Then be gone. Go on. Pish posh.
Go on, pish posh. Do they really say that kind of stuff, AC
You
White
must
Raven?
have a
Pish
deep
posh.
desire to humiliate me. You must have a deep desire to humiliate me. You must have a...
Yeah, okay.
I think that's all. We just had to see those two ladies around.
Well, here's a scene of domestic bliss.
AC White Raven's a kind of. He's from the UK, that's why I asked.
It looks like an empty plastic water bottle to me.
Take a piss.
It's gotta be Estelle's. Lady Howard's lips have probably never touched plastic in her life.
What is taking a
Nope,
piss? I mean,
those
I'm
don't
not
work
in
together.
not in the physical form, but like I've seen it in books where someone says, "Oh,
There's
you're
some
taking
You might be, I mean, it could
you're
be some
taking
you're
a,
drunk or
a
something,
piss."
It looks
what
like an
does
empty
it mean?
plastic water bottle to
Well, I
me.
mean, you
It's
go to
gotta
the
be
bathroom.
Estelle's.
Not the going to the
Lady
bathroom.
Howard's lips have probably never touched...
Do not answer and say it's going to the bathroom. I will come through the computer and I will strangle whoever does
Estelle
it.
may not be the brightest bulb on the planet, but she's not blind. It looks like an empty plastic...
Can't pick it up.
Maybe you can't get it now. Maybe you can get it later.
I'd pay good money to see Estelle throw that dirt at Lady Howard.
AC White Ravens are going to the bathroom. Not
those
physically
don't work
taking
together.
a piss, people.
Well, it could be
I think-
you're inebriated or something.
I think taking a piss is like teasing somebody or something
I
like
think
that.
there's one, you might be drunk or something. I mean, there's like old terms like you're getting all tight or something like that. But that's like 1930s terminology.
No, but I'm thinking now I can go strangle. Hey, I sort of did. Taking the piss is something different.
Lermit.
Okay, so do tell us, what is taking the piss? See, there was a difference. Taking a piss versus taking the piss. I've seen
Something.
it termed in books and in like I watch a lot of British TV detective stuff like that, and
It
so I
does
always
kinda
wonder
look
what
like a
taking
chair.
the piss
Then
means.
again, I want some Madonna and a
Not
plate of
a
spaghetti.
piss. Oh, look at the
The
blood jug.
police left this for the tourist. Isn't that sweet?
Well, that'll just dry up
The
eventually,
police
won't it?
left this for the
Can you
tourist.
dig in the spot?
Isn't that sweet? Nope, those don't work together.
This is a game where they, yuck! No, that can't be it.
I think you're being
Coom sword.
Okay, or trying to be
whatever it
funny
is,
in
it's
an
down
annoying
that
way.
path.
Thank you. All right. It's to F around, to screw her up. Okay. Joke. Thank you. Okay. I was like, I'm
The
not
sign
talking
says-
about, using the restroom and going to take a piss. But I had someone in the UK sitting on here, so I really wanted to know. Because those kind of what we would call them euphemisms, we don't use. We have our own little strange euphemisms, if you will.
So they found the stone slab that could have been the key to the mystery, and then they lost it? Figures.
I just wonder if we're gonna find John Wilkes, or if he's like in the winery being drained of his blood or something like that right now.
Maybe Mosley was trying to dig up the dead man.
Do you know where you're going, or are you just farting around?
Maybe, maybe not.
Are you just taking a piss?
Go use the bathroom for that one.
Well, speaking of which, going to go get some more water. Yeah, perverts. You need anything?
Not at the moment. No. Oh. Yeah, once again, hunt the pixel, but these are not great pixels.
That's a big old Wilkes-size footprint.
Oh, mate, now I can walk down this path they didn't let us walk.
Oh, shit. I found Wilkes.
Looks like he's still in his pajamas.
He's been completely drained, just like the two dead Freemasons. They must have pulled him from his room last night, but no one heard a thing. How do they do that? And why Wilkes?
Kitties are sleeping.
Yeah, I had to find the footprints
It's from
to
Wilkes
walk
to his
down the path they
publisher.
wouldn't let you walk.
He must have been worried about someone seeing it, so he took it to bed
Oh,
with
it's
him.
Wilkes.
Apparently he was
Still in his
right
pajamas.
to be paranoid.
They pulled him out. We found a dead body. I went away for a minute. We found a dead body.
Looks like Wilkes might have been onto something after all. I wonder if that's what made him a target.
Damn.
Then again, maybe he just stumbled into the wrong neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Harry, what does it say? Read it out loud.
It's the letter I found in Wilkes's pocket.
Okay. Dear Mr. Broken Luck, I'm happy to report that everything has gone even better than I hoped. I confirmed not only the existence of the object, but found a group of caves that I think will provide access. I'll take lots of pictures and maybe pop by New York when I leave here, right? But I wanted to let you know that you can start clearing the calendar for my book. I think we should get it out ASAP, see, because that's a lot of snoops nosing around this thing, and I want it something they don't beat us to it.
Well, damn. Looks like we just found another
Looks like Wilkes.
body.
Well, I guess that answers the question. What kind of PJs would a man like Wilkes wear?
Guess we're getting fingerprints now, huh?
I don't think I want to show that to him. They must have pulled him from his room last night, but no one heard a thing. How do they do that? And why Wilkes?
So where are we exactly?
Here we go.
Oh, there's all the blood.
I'd rather not, thanks.
Is there anything
They
clues
held
in it?
Wilkes here while they drained his blood. He wasn't exactly small either. No prints. I don't see anything. Either the Red Cross had an accident here, or I found Wilkes's missing blood. Knee indentations. Just like at the armchair. God.
I need didn't even have one last good.
Oh my God, I was
Sight.
just sitting there thinking that. I was just sitting there thinking that, darn, and they cheated him of a chance with Grace to have one last hoo-ha before he got killed.
Poor bastard.
Yeah.
They must have pulled him from his room last.
Look,
Well, they
that's-
must be the night visitors, right? So that's the third body we found that has been drained of blood and left out in the open. We need to let somebody know that the body is here. We can go tell Jean we know where Wilkes is now. That's a pretty conscientious maid to notice that he didn't sleep in his bed last night or didn't use
Or
his...
he might have, but things weren't used. But
Right, that they didn't use his toiletries and stuff.
why they didn't allow you to go back there and see?
Okay,
so
you gotta
now
walk-
you
you
can
know,
sort of see there are
footprints.
footprints
That's Wilkes's footprint.
How do they know it's
His
Wilkes'
killers must have brought him
footprints?
because
this
they were
way.
big sized. That's why he says
That's
that.
an assumption.
But it's hard to see because the 3D graphics
Awful.
aren't great.
That's
Does it
Wilkes'
show other
footprint.
footprints?
His killers must have brought him this way.
Okay.
So they must have picked him up because his bike was still there.
Now, when you found it, that's not what he says, right? He says it's Wilkes'. He says footprints.
Yeah, he says Wilkes' size footprints.
But that's all he says. He doesn't know Wilkes has been killed at that time. And that's the dead man. Oh, there's the red bike.
Okay.
Is that where Wilkes' bike
I
originally?
wonder who's here.
We still don't know whose bike that.
Amelia's.
It's Amelia Baz's.
Wonder what Emilio's doing here.
Well, now he's sitting there
That's the
staring
tomb
at
the sign mentions. Must be some famous person named Pooh San buried there. Hi, Emilio.
Hello, Mr. Knight.
So, what you doing up here?
Just looking for a quiet spot to meditate.
Funny. Most people prefer Tour Magdala or Blanchefort to, meditate.
Do they? This location, too, has its benefits, you know.
Yeah, probably enough to avoid people like me.
He's looking for some peace and quiet. I've never seen a more unsociable tour group in my life.
Well, they're all there for some weird
Remind me to
reason.
put it in my will. I'd rather not be stuck in a sarcophagus at the side of the road. That looks just like private property. I love it when it's that easy. Good thing they have those up, 'cause there's nothing more tempting to vandalize than a tomb on
Can
a
we
hill.
write down? We need to know this is
Yeah,
obviously his
Emilio's
bike.
here.
There he goes.
Okay. I was like, we know the bikes because we figured out all the bikes. We even knew Wilkes' bike.
Yeah, we wrote it down, but there's things he's just kind of dumb about it. But
Oh, where's Wilkes' bike?
still back at the Rennes Chateau.
Right.
He had
the
orange
So right, because they said they pulled him through the window. So
Emilio's here.
So at least that gave us the opportunity to.
yeah, well, we know Amelia's there. We walked up the hill and we saw him. Well, at least we found another dead body. Although this isn't just a drama story about Gabriel Knight and dealing with relationships or not dealing with them.
Why would they stop here? This place isn't even interesting enough to have a tourist sign. I think that's Lady Howard and Estelle's
Well, we saw them. We
moped.
talked to them, right? They're digging this site.
Yeah.
We don't even know why.
FKS 427G. Nope, those don't work together.
Okay.
I always thought vampires go after women. I guess that's a misconception.
I already have the license plate number, and I don't need the tire tread.
I wonder if I should take him the tire tread of Emilio's.
Oh, well, you can go back and still do that, right?
Yeah, I
He's
can
still there.
see if I can do anything, but
I mean, the tire treads mostly were the tire treads of cars anyway that we were looking at. It was like the black sedan and...
You must have a deep desire to humiliate me.
Okay, we can't talk to him. We don't. We've already done our insult for the day from Pish Posh.
I think that's just more of a go talk to them type thing.
Yeah,
so.
find out where they are. They have no idea.
already
I mean,
have
if they had been the ones killing Wilkes, I would think that they wouldn't just be nonchalantly out there digging that day.
I already have the license plate number.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So if you don't have the license plate number, you have to get the tire tread. There's Wilkes's bike. All right. Surely, if you click on the orange one, it'll say Wilkes.
I don't
Right?
know who those
I wonder who's rented that one.
Yeah, so that one's...
Do you look at the plate?
I wonder who's rented...
Maybe you just have to look at.
I'm not sure who's driving that one. I already wrote it down.
That one is...
Mosley's.
Yeah, Mosley's driving that thing.
I mean, it should be obvious this is Wilkes's.
Yeah, a few things he's kind of done that we know.
I'm not sure who's driving that one.
But because we missed. So there's definitely some replayability. It's kind of like Colonel's Bequest that you can definitely miss things. You can still advance. But...
Well, what I don't understand about with we didn't miss Wilkes's motorcycle.
Yeah, we know which one it is.
We got his not just by elimination, but we actually went to a site. We
but I just forgot to write it
his.
down. But
okay.
So we should have them all, but
okay.
He's being kind of dumb.
Well, here
If
we
I
go.
tell Jean about Wilkes, he'll call the police, and I really don't need a bunch of cops crawling around the valley. If we haven't resolved this by tomorrow, I'll call them myself.
So this time, nobody's gonna go to the crime scene. Kind of puts people at a real risk when you think about it, because he's not telling him. He's going to at least tell and Prince James.
I don't need to call Prince James right now.
No. Aren't we kind of stuck though? We don't really know what to do next. There's no sign of anything in his room except an open window.
And his equipment's gone too.
Well, why would his equipment be gone and the window be wide open?
It's wide open, all right.
Because you can't go out there, right? I mean, you go up to that room and
I don't see any signs of
Can you go up to that window and look out and there's no balcony? He's got one of the front rooms, so there's no balcony, right?
It's wide open, all right. Creepy.
Yeah, you can't look out.
Alright, I don't know. Maybe we're gonna tell Grace at least. I mean, people need to be warned that there's a killer you would think.
Grace did it.
She need him in the nuts.
What are you doing?
I was just gonna talk to Grace. But she's in the shower.
You perv!
Huh.
So, see ya.
Did we leave the door open? Did we give him a key?
Let me see what's in your newspaper.
I'll catch up with you later. Oh, Monsieur Mosley.
Okay, how about
Let's go and listen.
This
let's
place
go
is a
listen
fruit
in on the
bin.
door. Where's our little cup?
Oh, he's in there, all right.
Oh, so we can't.
I don't
want
to talk to Mosley anymore.
So Mosley was in our hotel room, and Grace was in the shower, and now we can't hear what's going on in Madeline and Mosley's room. I still think Madeline is an undercover cop.
I don't want to talk to Mosley anymore.
And I'd want to be finding out about that. But
Well, I would have, you would think if you can put your ear, you can put one of those things next to the door and listen in, that you should be able to hearing something of interest.
okay, it's locked.
Oh, Chateau McCreepy.
Now that
The
is
winery.
downright rude. They're closed. I suppose I could climb over, but I'm not quite that desperate. Yet.
Not yet.
Classy sign. Snooty, even. Now that is downright rude.
Here, I thought Larry Chester was the one who was going to get his neck slashed open.
Now that I think about it, that car is a little too showy for a prep school teacher.
Well, maybe he has an inheritance from his family.
Yeah,
Little-
like
little-
some people.
Little bit presumptuous.
I don't need to write
there,
down
Gabriel.
Larry's license plate number or his tire tread. He's been sneaking around at night, but I don't think it's been in his car.
Can you talk to him?
Nope, those don't work together.
I would think you would use the glass in the back. Oh,
It's Larry's office window.
probably not then. Well, he takes forever to walk to the door.
I have nothing to say to you.
Oh, I think you do, Mr. Sinclair.
Perhaps you had better come in. I've learned that you were, in fact, hired by Prince James,
Good.
but that doesn't excuse your prying into my affairs. You've destroyed my cover.
See now, that's the problem with secrets and lies. It's impossible to tell which ones might be relevant until you dig them up and take a good whiff.
That's between you and Prince James. But I can tell you that you're treading on thin ice. This is a delicate situation. You might find yourself in very hot water indeed.
I'm getting confused. Am I supposed to watch out for thin ice or hot water?
Very amusing, I'm sure. We'll see how your cavalier attitude serves you with the prince. Now, what is it that you want?
With the prince.
Do you know Montreux, the owner of the local vineyard?
I know of him, of course. It's a small area.
Is he one of yours by any chance?
A Freemason? No. At least he's not Scottish Rite.
He's not Freemason.
I wanted to talk to you about your bloodline manuscript.
How did you know about that?
I followed you last night and dug it up.
You... what? This is outrageous.
I hope you can appreciate my motivation. I was in the room when Prince James's son was taken. There's very little I wouldn't do to find him.
I can't fathom why an outsider like you was hired in the first place. It's absurd. But now that you've seen my manuscript, I hope you finally comprehend that I am not the kidnapper.
It's not incriminating in that regard, no.
Where is the manuscript? You didn't remove it, did you?
I didn't think it was good for it, being out in that damp ground and all.
You must return it at once.
Yeah, I will. But it's at the hotel at the moment, though.
Mr. Knight, I suggest you bring it back here immediately. Because if anything happens to that manuscript, Prince James will be very displeased.
I will, no problem. Prince James implied that the kidnapping was political. Would the manuscript have anything to do with it?
It could. There are those who take exception to the idea of Prince James being on the throne.
The throne? What throne?
Never mind.
The manuscript promotes Prince James as king of what? Scotland?
No, it doesn't promote him as anything per se. It simply lays out the genealogies. He's clearly the best candidate.
Best candidate for what? Are you talking about Scottish independence?
No. In our modern world, Scotland is a very small principality indeed.
England?
The Stuarts have vowed they'd never accept the English throne.
Well, what then?
It's not for me to say.
Why do people
Here's
have
what I
John
don't get.
Littles?
Why are you working on the manuscript here? Obviously, you don't need the Templar vibes.
There's usually one of us in the area, just to keep an eye out.
For what? Treasure hunters?
For anything.
But why you?
There is a certain opposition to the manuscript. The work on it was to be done discreetly.
And you figured they'd never suspect you'd work on it here.
Something like that. Of course, you've quite destroyed my anonymity.
Well, it's not like we took an ad out in the local newspaper and told anybody. We just happened to
I
find
prefer
out
an old manual
I guess
myself.
a secret. I have no idea.
Well, I could keep asking him stuff, but I have the feeling he wouldn't tell me anything.
Okay.
The guy's into maps. The guy's into maps. That painting's about as colorful as Larry himself. Yep, he's a writer, all right. Only writers have this many books.
Why did we set the alarm for 2 o'clock?
No, he set it for 2 o'clock.
Oh.
So when we flipped it, we were able to...
To know that he wanted to be woke up at 2 o'clock.
I can't make it out from here, and he'd probably get upset if I took it with me. Yep, he's a writer.
It's a good thing we didn't just...
I have to go.
you didn't
As
just
you
wait and
wish.
Set it for like going to the bathroom at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Click, click, click.
Take some medicine.
Looks like Madeline.
Well, Madeline's here. She's talking to Mosley in the room, so
Yep. and
no surprise there. Most of this game, Mosley has been acting really suspicious, but it's not. I think he's doing anything more than out of character, except he's investigating something. He's part of
Oh,
like
he's in there, all right.
a cross police.
I don't want to talk to
effort,
Mosley
I guess.
anymore.
Why they don't want to include Gabriel Knight? I mean, he's finding out more than they know by sitting in their hotel rooms.
Bonjour.
Hey,
Now she has the newspaper. It's not the baby, for God's sakes. Oh, Buccelli looked out and noticed Madeline walking past with a mysterious newspaper. Anytime you're holding something like this in your hands, you know, it looks suspicious.
it's Madeline's room.
All right, well, let's go talk to Madeline. All right, listen. All right, now let's ask Mosley, what the hell's going on?
I don't want to talk to Mosley anymore.
I do, but yeah.
Well, that's my thought. My thought is that what's going on, Mosley, and what are you up to? What do you got yourself into? And Grace is just busy typing away. All right. Guess we're gonna let her know about
Guess
it.
what I found today?
What?
Wilkes's corpse.
What?
I found him at Lum Moor. Looks like they took him right out of his room last night.
Oh my God.
Creepy, isn't it? They were in the hotel. Weird, 'cause I was dreaming about them. That's why
Well, how was Wilkes killed?
just like Prince James's men. Throat cut, blood drained into a pool.
God. What am I, cursed or something? I spent the entire day in the car with Mallory and McDougal, and then last night I had dinner with Wilkes, and
What was his big theory, anyway?
he had a seismic survey done. They show hollow areas, and he had uncovered a big one. It makes sense, actually, because I've been working on this riddle called Le Serpent Rouge.
Sure, you keep working on that. I've got some ideas of my own to follow up.
Fine.
It'd be nice if you let her.
Did you check out the Bloodline manuscript?
Yeah, pretty interesting. Where do you want me to start?
What's the manuscript say about the Bloodline?
The bloodline thing is major. The descendants of Jesus are called Desposini. Their symbol is the unicorn.
Unicorn?
Supposedly, the horn represents the male phallic symbol, and the unicorn itself represents the fertile Jesus.
Well, no wonder the Catholic Church had a conniption. But is there any way this Bloodline thing could be legit?
Well, there's no reason why Jesus shouldn't have married and had children, unless you believe any kind of sex is a sin. Personally, I don't. And you certainly don't.
That's just the line I feed Catholic girls, but go on.
And it's the kind of thing the early church might have suppressed, if for no other reason than to make sure the bishops of the church had all the power and not the descendants.
That explains how it might be possible, but it's hardly proof.
True, but if it's all a myth, it's a very old myth. The royal arms of Scotland show a Davidic Lion of Judah, Desposinic unicorn, and the Jewish fleur-de-lis. So they've believed they were Desposini from the Middle Ages at least.
What's the manuscript say about the Freemasons?
The manuscript came right out and said that the original split between the Templars and the Priory of Sion was over the bloodline. The Priory wanted to support certain French families of Merovingian descent, while the Templars supported the emerging Stuart dynasty. I think it's pretty clear that the Freemasons and the Priory are still fighting over the same issue.
Does Sinclair mention the Holy Grail in the manuscript?
The Grail represents the bloodline and a kind of noblesse oblige duty to serve mankind. But also, remember what you heard on the train? You heard the kidnapper say Sangreal.
Yeah?
The manuscript says the words Holy Grail were actually a mistranslation. The original phrase wasn't Sangreal or Holy Grail, but Sang Real.
Sang Real? What's that mean?
Blood royal, or royal blood. The Holy Grail is the bloodline, Gabriel. That's what's so creepy.
Wow. I wonder if that's what they were saying on the train. It's royal blood.
That's what I've been wondering.
Kinda brings the whole vampire theory back onto the playing field, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm still not sure I see the connection between Sinclair and Prince James's men.
The manuscript did mention Prince James. It traced the various branches of the bloodline all the way down to the present day. It was obviously making the point that the Stuarts have the largest, purest amount of the blood, and Prince James is mentioned as the current Stuart heir.
Did you get the impression that the manuscript was trying to set Prince James up for something?
It certainly went to great lengths about his pedigree. I guess the royal families find that terribly irrelevant.
What about rulership? Did it mention anything about a throne?
Yeah, actually. It talked about the European Union a lot. How any system of government ideally has both a parliament and a monarchy. You don't think they're trying to... No. No.
Position the House of Stuart as monarchs over the EU. Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Oh, God. No wonder Sinclair is hiding out here.
Is there anything more in there about the unicorn imagery?
A bit. You know all those medieval tapestries that show a unicorn in a garden or a unicorn being hunted?
Yeah.
Supposedly, they all represent the Desposini being suppressed by the church.
Oh. That doesn't sound like a moped.
That doesn't sound like a moped.
Damn, it's Prince James. Where's the manuscript? I've got to get it back to Larry before he runs to his boss and complains.
It was right here. I left it on the table when I went to take my shower.
Mostly's got it.
Ooh,
Or
don't
maybe
tell
not.
me that, Grace. Grace?
Somebody must have taken it.
Mostly.
Or Madeline.
And that
Okay,
Madeline
let me
fucked it.
think.
Or maybe they're working together.
It's about time I pinned down our old squirmy friend from the NOPD. I'll get him out of town for a bit.
What about Prince James?
Tell him I'm working on the case. I can't see him till I've got that manuscript, or he'll have my head on a platter.
You really think Mosley...
Yeah, the bum. But do me a favor and look around here, just in case I'm wrong.
She left it on the table when she went to take
Leave
a
me the
shower.
bike, will you? You can ride with Mosley.
What?
Come on, how can I keep an eye on the others if you leave me stranded? Please?
I don't believe this.
Thanks.
What's the least you can do since you slept
God.
last night, you dork?
83, 12 to 3.
Ooh.
Okay.
Day 3, 12 to 3 hour.
This riddle is fascinating.
So time to finish the rest of the Serpent Rouge.
Yeah, let's do
The three which are the four are the divisions of the temple. The rectangular shape on my map seems to match the temple diagram.
Maybe it's now time
But
to
Scorpio
download
says the
temple
divisions are
diagram.
important.
maybe.
I should try to mark them out. 3 is the Trinity and the separation of the spheres. The three which are the four are the divisions of the temple. I began my journey in the shadows and completed it in the light. I had marked the site at last, there in the center of the most sacred space. At the summit of the mountain, the place stood out in the brilliance of the midday sun. It was guarded by the three knights' towers, the rooks, on the circuit of the divine horsemen of the abyss.
New email.
Oh, maybe finally, yeah. Maybe that.
And finally means that the temple diagram is available.
Console shaped playing piece in game of chess can refer to birds or towers. Got places. Leaving or west around the time of the Crusades, according to some source, the Knights Templar were responsible for bringing the game to the west and changing their Persian piece of see also chessboard. Gnostic belief of duality.
You'd have to read that. I can't read it.
Yeah, the Gnostic belief in the separation of good and evil, heaven and earth, incarnate monotheism first expostulated the concept that all material things were by definition evil, including everything on earth and everything human being. The king of the material realm is Rex Monday, associated with the Christian devil. In contrast, heaven, the incarnate realm, is sinless and holy. Man's soul is incarnate, but is trapped in the mortal world of sin. It is man's task to renounce the material world, his own flesh, order to gain heaven. From the spring Catharism, another major Gnostic heresy, at least according to the Pope, a similar concept of duality was later incorporated by the Rosicrucians.
Rustic Christians.
The symbol of duality is a hexagram fashioned from two superimposed triangles, which represents dual nature of soul and flesh. The Cathar movement sprang to life in the south of France. Cathars were dualists. They believed two powers. There was the light and there was the darkness. Unlike the Catholics, they believed the power of the darkness was just as strong as the power of light. For this, they were condemned by heretics and persecuted, eventually ripped out the Roman popes. Catholics called the power of the darkness Rex Mundi, or the king of the world. Rex Mundi was absolute ruler of the earth and material things, including our bodies. For this reason, the physical body was condemned by the Cathars. All pleasures of the flesh were to be avoided. But within the corrupt material body, the power of light inserted a bit of its light, the soul. It was the Cathar's realm, to strive for unity in the divine. Imagine two triangles overlapping, forming a hexagram. It's a popular symbol.
Can you also type unicorn? Because unicorns come up a couple times, and so...
Single pointed horn rising out of the forehead. Unicorns were first mentioned in Greek historian Cesis in 398 BCE. He visited the Persian courts of the King Darius II, and when he returned to Greece, wrote about the creature. His story was based on tales he had learned in Persia, not one eyewitness testimony. The Indian unicorn was described as having a white horse body with a dark red head. Its horn was about 1.5 feet long, was white at the base, black in the center, and had a red tip. The unicorn is also known in Tibetan, Chinese, and Japanese folklore. The horn of the unicorn is considered a powerful life-saving remedy. Was sold and bought by those who didn't know any better as a rare medicine. All cultures, it seems the unicorn represents purity, longevity, and the kind of magical goodness. In the Middle Ages, the unicorn was sometimes associated with the body of Christ.
Now, that's the thing about the blood is pure. The vampires want pure blood. Is the only thing I can think of.
Euroserve.
Okay, so there's a Temple of Solomon layout.
30 by 30, 1/4 temple, sanctuary, 30 by 60 cubits, middle 1/2, porch, 30 by 30.
So is that something that we're going to
I don't need to print it.
put out on the diagram of the thing?